You know, so many people, not just in the United States, but around the world, struggle every day immensely. And some of us are struggling more than others. Some of us are struggling physically, and it's just painful to get up and to walk around. Some of us are struggling mentally, emotionally, filled with anxiety, depression. Others are struggling with low self-worth and self-confidence and self-esteem. Other people are struggling with other health conditions and financial issues and relationship issues. And if you look around you, no matter how many smiling faces that you see, everyone is probably battling something. And if they're not right now, they were in the past. And if they haven't in the past, they might in the future. But what do we do? You know, the struggle is really real. Depression and anxiety and anger and resentment and physical issues and sleep issues and relationship issues and money issues, career issues. And I just want to give a couple ideas today. You know, one of the things we've found in the past 27 years of my work as a counselor and a coach is the written word is powerful as a way to begin the emotional release of whatever struggle you're going through right now. I'm not saying it's the end all, but I'm saying it's a great place to begin. If you don't have a journal, if you haven't journaled in a long time, and it's really easy to get out of the habit, try to get into it on a daily basis. And one of the exercises we give all of our clients is at the end of every day to write down 4 things that you're challenged by, and anywhere from 1 to 4 things that you're grateful for. Now, I'm not a Pollyanna guy. If you followed me on Facebook at all, you know that I'm far, far, far from being a Pollyanna guy. But I do believe that writing 1 or 2 things that we're grateful for has a powerful effect on the brain. Just like writing what you're struggling about has a powerful effect in helping you begin to release it. You cannot release your struggles, mind, body, spirit, relationships, money, whatever it is. You can't release it by keeping it rattling around in your brain. Does that make sense? You know, the Buddhists call it 10,000 monkeys in a cell. So when you're stressed about your love relationship or being single, or you're stressed about money, or you're stressed about your health or your career, or you're stressed about your living arrangements or whatever, the more you think about it, the more that stress expands. Now, here's something interesting. When you write about it and you use emotion, you know, I'm feeling really distraught, I'm feeling lonely, I'm feeling alone, I'm feeling agitated, impatient, I'm feeling resentful, whatever it is that you're feeling, when you use those words, you begin the release process. So if you're watching this right now and you know there's friends on your wall that are struggling with some area of life, you know, share this video and get them to at least start the process of emotional processing of our emotions. You know, one of the things that when we look at physical discomfort, I was talking to a potential client, a guy the other day who's really struggling with a condition that I had years ago called prostatitis. And you know, for any guys or women that know what this is, for over a year, I couldn't sit down in a chair. I couldn't sit. I mean, you want to talk about outrageous discomfort. And he emailed me and he said, hey, do you think, one of my doctors said that there could be a mind connection to my discomfort with prostatitis, that there could be that I'm actually creating it. And, you know, I said to him, absolutely, that can be part of it, because anytime you have a condition for long term and you're thinking about it over and over again, you can expand that discomfort. It's just like when people think, you know, I've got this anxiety when I drive, and the more they think about anxiety when they drive, the greater the anxiety becomes. Or I have resentments against my partner. The more you think about the resentments, the greater the resentments become. But when you start to write about them, you can actually begin the release process. You know, in our #1 best-selling book, we have people like Diane Gray, who writes in the book about when her son, who died at 14 after a 10-year battle with this serious neuromuscular disease, something like a Lou Gehrig's disease, you know, that she had to face that incredible discomfort in writing in order to process through it and go through the grief. And it's the same thing if you lose a job, if you lose your partner, if you lose a parent, if you lose a best friend just because the relationship exploded. You know, whatever the loss is, we need to write about it to express the grief, express the frustration. And this can go in any area of life. If you're worried or anxious about money, write about it. And then the very last thing I'm going to say is just try to come up with one solution today. You know, is it praying? Is it meditating? Is it doing more journaling? Is it asking someone for help? Is it calling someone and say, hey, don't give me any advice. I just need to emotionally vomit, we call it. I just need to get this off my chest. Would you please listen? These techniques that I'm sharing with you now 100% work. Scarlett Lewis, a friend of mine that lost her son Jesse in the Sandy Hook Elementary School massacre, she writes in our book about what she had to do to process the sadness, the anger, the grief, etc. And you and I are no different. Life is hard. Life can be a struggle. There's times of life where it's not, but then there are times that are. Let's just get real with it and face it and walk into it versus trying to avoid it. We offer everyone a free 15-minute one-on-one counseling and coaching session with me over the phone. If that would help you, email us at the website above my video right here, davidessel.com, and we'll set up a time. My office will get back to you so you and I can talk and begin the release process. Yes, life is hard, and yes, there are ways to deal with it so you can have less of a burden right now, which is what I want for you. Have a gorgeous, gorgeous day to the best of your ability, now and always. Bye now.